Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 19 of City Skylines. What are we doing at the moment? Well, we are getting rid of some buildings that are burning down, and I need to try and get my train line connected up over here to the sort of new train station that we have. It might also be nice if we could get some sort of public transport going up here so we could have a few more workers reaching these places. They do seem to be a little bit short of workers. First things first though, let us see if we can get the train line over here. And it's going to be one almighty train line because it has to come right from the other side of the city. But let's see what we can do. We are going to build it from here. So it's going to stay as a raised train line, I would assume. Or can we do it from this sort of corner? Yeah, the problem is with train lines, of course, is you can't turn too sharply. Let's go up because we want to build a sort of a bridge almost. We almost get over that road. Yep, there we go. Let's head across in this direction. Now, will we be able to get over these buildings? To some degree. Which direction are we heading in? We're heading over... Wow, we're heading over here. Okay. So, let's see if we can find some little spaces where we can pick our way through. There's one. We can go through here. Very good. Go through here. There. There. Oh, we're getting there. We're going to have to make a bit of a turn here. That's fine. A few little curves on the rail line. It's a bit messy, but fine. Let's go down to... well, we don't want to go down to ground level yet, of course, because we've still got to get to the actual line. So there's the line there. But we have a few problems because we have some buildings in the way. So let's just go ahead and just remove a little bit of the ground. And those people aren't going to be happy, but that's fine. And we should be able to connect that up now. Can we connect up? Slope is too steep. Okay, let's get rid of this bit again then. And we can do that, that's fine. Then we need to just sort the roads back out again. So we want the one-way system going in the right direction, hopefully, which is this way. So you can come out to there, go across, go back in. Zoning tool. Apparently we need some more residential now, although we're not really gaining population, which is a little bit strange. But that means we've now got that rail connection set up. And I'm very, very tempted to try and get rail for the public just so people can get to work. Because we haven't really used that yet. We could definitely do with a metro station over here, I would have thought. So let's go back into public transport. We'll leave the game running. We'll leave it running on full speed. And we'll go and get ourselves a metro station. And we can pop that down, I guess, on the main road again. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. So let's pop down the metro station there. Now we do need to connect that up, so we're going to need to build a tunnel that connects it up to our existing metro line. So let's do that there. And we'll have another one from the other side that connects up to... oh, out of the city limits, we're actually going under here. So we can connect it up to, say, this corner. And how do we want to run this line? So we'll go from this station here. Why does it always unclick that? I want to run a line from this station down to this station. Oh, it wouldn't do that. There. To there. To... here to here and back to here. There we go. So we actually have a stop over here now. Oh, I just paused it by accident. Need to change the colour of that line. We can't really do it until we see a train on it. We've actually got a decent number of people using the metro now, which is quite nice. Oh, there we go. We have a train on it. So let's go ahead and click it if we can. Oh, we need to actually get rid of the tool and just click on the public transport button. That'll let me do it. Modify line. Line colour. You are going to be the... what line do we want you to be? We've got a yellow line. We've got a green line. We've got all sorts of lines, actually. You can be the sort of strangely cyan coloured line. And we've got quite a few lines that use similar crossings, or use the same stations. We've got a lot of empty buildings over here now. Why is that? These have all been abandoned because they were not enough workers. Now, is that workers of a particular type? Looks like there is a little bit of unemployment. Unemployment 4%. There's a lot of jobs available, and there's not a lot of people employed. So, yeah, we've got about 3,000 jobs available in the city that aren't being filled by people. But most of these, it seems to be that there's not enough workers of the uneducated variety. What are we like with education? Uneducated, 24%. So, the fact is, even though we are pretty low on our school budgets, we still don't have that many uneducated people, which is really, really strange. Let's go ahead and cut down our education budget even more. And let us go ahead and try and get some residential in. I mean, we do have this residential area down here. And, I don't know, maybe we could build a bit of a higher density residential area. That may not be a bad idea. I'll have to consider the best way of doing that. I think what I might do on this inner area here is I will unzone it. We want the big tool. Unzone this area, and these buildings will all go away on their own accord. Let's try and make sure that we get as much of this as possible. And this little bit sort of around near the roundabout. So unzone this area here and make this into high density residential. That's alright, because it won't overwrite the stuff that already has a zoning set to it. And then we'll build a few more roads over on this side of the street as well. So we'll carry on using these sort of 2-lane roads with trees. We'll do another little sort of suboptimal grid system. Just try and get as many buildings into the area as possible. Oh, made that a little bit too long there. Let's get rid of that. There's a bit of road. Let's make sure we're not making it one way, because obviously traffic needs to be able to get back out of here. And you can go up to about there, and that should be fine. We'll go ahead, zone that in. You are all going to be high density. There's a random square there that will end up with it, but I don't mind. Doesn't make a lot of difference to me. No, it does. It's going to upset me if I don't do it. Get rid of that, and you are going to be commercial. Right, do we have water here? Most of the area, yeah. Just a little bit that doesn't. Okay, that's fine. Let's leave that then. Let's see if we get some more people coming in. This is the main concern now. We actually got up to above 36,000 population at one point. We are now down to less than 35, and we're losing about 1,000 people a week. Now, that's probably because we've just destroyed some of the housing, so that makes sense. But we were already losing people before we got there. Yeah, it's just the industry is not doing well because of the lack of uneducated workers, which is a really strange thing because, of course, we do have a lot of workers available. Could probably do with putting in another bus route or two. Help people get over here, you know. So let's go ahead and do that. We can have a couple of bus stops around here. We know they sort of have to follow the one-way system, so we're going to have a look and see where they go that makes the most sense. Now remember, it does depend on which side of the road you put the stops on. My mouse is playing up a little bit. Still got that same old mouse that plays up. And maybe we want this to come down into the residential areas. And down onto this side. Down onto here. Back up into the industrial area. And where's my primary stop? It's here, isn't it? So let's go ahead and reconnect that up. There we go. So we've got ourselves another little bus route. And we'll just look for an actual bus running it so I can change the colour again to something else. Do we have any buses running that route yet? Still so many empty places. Looks like we do have buses running that route. You are one of them. You are going to be the sort of greeny yellow neon putrid colour. Where is our actual bus station? Let's see how many buses we have available. Public transit. Is that our bus station there? Bus depot. Buses in use 65. Oh well, seems to be doing okay. Our bus use isn't particularly great. It's still 611 per week compared to the 1,300 people using the train. Which is a little bit of a shame. Okay, so how are things now? We're gaining population again, which is good. We're still making a decent amount of money, which is good. Still seem to have the same old problems everywhere. This is a lot of abandoned buildings. Because they cannot find workers. Building is abandoned because there were not enough workers. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think what we might do here is unzone about half the area. And this is going to cause some problems to some small degree. Let's go ahead and unzone this. And just these random little areas here. And hopefully we'll have a smaller area and we won't have to worry too much about all of this stuff up here. Now what this does mean, of course, is we'll need to connect up that power station just so that it's connected to something. You can go ahead and do that. Should be fine. And as you can see, they've already caused a lot of pollution, even though nobody actually wants to move into them. What's that? Oh, that's the firehouse. That's fine, of course. The amenities buildings can stay where they are. Are you still getting power, though, is the question. Yeah, because you're all kind of linked up there. That's fine. What we could have done then, actually, is just gone across to there. That would have been better. And then we can use that to get rid of these power lines here. We actually get some refund on these. There we go. A little bit of a cheaper way of doing it. So, still running at full speed. Population is still going up, just about. Abandoned houses and stuff. Yeah, there are a few around. You're not even at home, so why do I care? Let's zoom right out. Yeah, a lot of abandoned places, actually. We're really, really struggling for workers now. Why are you all abandoned? Not enough workers. Yep, so we've got the same old problems going. And of course these buildings all reduce the land value. It becomes quite tedious knocking them all down because what will happen is somebody else will come along, they'll rebuild, and they'll have exactly the same problem, and then we'll just have another abandoned building again. So what we need to do is get a lot more people moving in. However, building extra houses doesn't seem to solve that problem. Because we've got housing available, but not everybody has moved in. A lot of places that have burnt down. Now remember, if a building is abandoned, people will move back into it after a while. In fact, I believe it takes 4 weeks or more. We can get rid of that landfill because it's now empty. Not sure if we have the 3 full cemeteries yet. We'll have to have a look at that. We still have a lot of abandoned buildings around here. Let's try and get rid of as many of these as possible. Building burnt down. That was the wrong one. Doesn't matter, you'll close down eventually anyway. And we'll probably have to... oh, no, we'll just keep deleting random buildings till we find the one that it is. There's a couple over here. We know these ones have been having some problems for quite some time. More... Oh, wow. I didn't see nearly as many there until I zoomed in, and then it was like, wow, that is so many abandoned buildings. So let's just quickly pause again. Where else could we get some residential? I guess we could get some over here to the north of this industrial area, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. Again, we still have a lot of abandoned buildings. Now, how do we want to connect this area up? I mean, ideally, we would do it from this this motorway here. I think I'll build a residential area over here, and I think I will avoid connecting it up using the back streets. I think we will make it so that they actually have to use the highway itself. So let's just go in and do the usual thing of taking a big chunk out of the highway. And we will use one of the pre-built junctions again. This time we're going to actually use the three-way intersection. Right mouse button and rotate. Let's try and get it as good as we can, which is about there. We will have to then go and just knock these down a little bit shorter so we can join them up in a manner that is not too nonsensical. So one way, of course, so we're from there to there, we're from there to there. On the opposite side, there to there, and there to there. Okay, so we're already connected up. This gives us a couple of streets here. Now, what do I want to do? Do I want to have these connected to my industry? It's maybe not a bad idea doing so. Could be quite expensive, but it could also be quite fun if we do it in an interesting way. Let's use sound barriers on these ones, because that will mean we don't have as much of a problem with people... we won't have as much of a problem with the noise pollution. And, actually, do we want highways there? Because we can't zone off the highway, can we? Let's go ahead and just make it a 6-lane road with trees. Well, it's got to be one way. We don't want the 6-lane road, do we? We want a 4-lane road with trees. Let's make it down to a 2-lane road. 3 lanes into 2 lanes. And then we can just go out in a straight line. And we can join up over there. And then we can have another one that comes from this end of town. And joins up over here. And then what we'll have is probably one major artery that runs between them. Like so. And then we'll build all of our residential area off here. So let's go ahead and build some nice streets. We'll do a little bit of grid, but hopefully not too heavy. And again, I'm trying to avoid joining every road up, because we know that that just creates lots of junctions, and creating lots of junctions causes problems with traffic. There we go. That's not too bad. Now, these little residential streets can have little crossroads with themselves, because the only traffic that's going to be moving through them is what we call, you know, sort of local traffic. You can actually come further out. There we go. That's quite nice. And maybe if we can replicate that on the other side. So we'll go from there out to about here, maybe. And then come down to there. Yeah, this seems to make sense. It probably won't, but... And we'll just unpause, of course, while we're doing this. The rest of the city can continue to try and function. That road was a little bit too long there, I just realised. Let's take that last section out and try again. It should have only gone to there. And do that again. I may connect this one up with the main road, just because I feel that it probably needs another connection out. So let's do that, and we can have one sort of random residential road that runs up here. From there, possibly. Yep, there we go. That will be fine. Now, obviously, this is definitely going to need some amenities. We're definitely going to need another incinerator nearby somewhere. Now, we don't want to have it somewhere where it's going to cause too much disruption, but it will need to cause some, so let's put one there. We will have ourselves a clinic on the main road. We'll try and keep everything on the main road where we can. We will have a crematorium. We will definitely have a firehouse. We don't necessarily need a police station here. We will get ourselves a high school. And we will grab ourselves a couple of make it look nice and pretty style buildings. Just to try and increase happiness and land value. So let's go ahead and do that. We also want to make sure that we have water here. And as you can see at the moment, we have none. Let's follow the road with these pipes. And then we can just zigzag across from here. So there's one. About there maybe. Two. Obviously they don't have power. They should be, right, we've got nothing to build in there. But what I'd like to do is actually have one little road that maybe... maybe comes out to there, back to there. Maybe a road out to there. Just trying to maximise my my space here. Let's go back to water. And again, one little tiny spot that isn't covered. That should be fine. Now, we haven't zoned it yet. Let's go ahead into zoning. We want residential. And I think this is going to be dense residential area here. So let's go ahead and just draw one gigantic square over the whole thing. And this is just going to be like a triangle of dense residential area. Let's go ahead and zone it. Try and make sure we don't actually get the industrial at the back. Get all of that in there. And it's Mill Square. I believe that is vastly inappropriate. And if anything, it should be Mill Triangle. So that's what it's going to be. Power problems, but that should sort itself out. Crossroads and intersections, yep, we still haven't got rid of them yet. How are things going? How are we doing for time? Well, we're over the 20-minute mark. We're up to almost 39,000 population, and we're starting to make 200 plus a week. So things are starting to improve. Hopefully that will also improve some of the situation with the industry, because the big problem the industry's having is they can't get enough workers. But that's probably a good place to end the video. I'm just going to go around and get rid of some of these abandoned buildings in the hope that it tidies the city up a little bit. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying City Skylines, and I will see you on the next video. So until then, goodbye for now.